Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 50 between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Yetur Gross-Matos getting in there to make the play.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? Visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after him early.
And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. It's a gain of 5, but they're still deep in a hole. 15 yards still to go on third down.
That's a decent amount of aggressiveness right there. Inside their own 10-yard line, they still run the toss, even though they know that that can be a little bit of a dangerous play, and it pays off pretty well with a nice run.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Running left, here's Edmonds. And some space here. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
So that challenge, a successful one. On 1st down, Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I know for us it's fun, and it's not so much fun for the rookie receivers when we see them coming into the league and they go to training camps. You see them working on getting 2 feet down instead of 1. But the best ones train in college trying to get 2 down instead of 1, so the transition's a little bit less. In this case, though, wasn't able to complete it anyway.
He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Tim Patrick, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And oh, it's blocked. This is going the other way. And he gets it past the 30, but not much further than that. And the extra point attempt snuffed down.
Well, there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry, it's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's why I was just going to say first quarter. We'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax. Whoa.
Bad move. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he powers his way up past the 30. This defense for the Broncos, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. The Panthers at 1-10 now on the year, and they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
And far be it from me to go ahead and go gloom and doom, right? If they fall down 7-0, 14-0, all of a sudden the cycle starts all over again. So the best way out of this for them.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos will take over possession here up at the 44. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Trying to find some space to turn upfield, but this defense having none of it. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
So we've seen some good pressure defensively already here in the first quarter. Here's another good example.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A pretty good mark there. They needed 14. They got 14 on 3rd down. That last pass might be one he remembers, Charles. He's now over 40,000 career passing yards.
And just think of the evolution of the passing game in the NFL. 40,000 at one time.
was unthinkable. No one thought anyone would ever get there. Now, how many guys have done it in the NFL?
Yeah, right around 20.
So we're talking a good number that have gotten that done, throwing the ball downfield. He's got a lot to be proud of and a lot more left to accomplish.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On 3rd down, Wilson. Being chased out left. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. They're going to run. This is Gordon. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Melvin Gordon unable to push his way forward. And the Panthers will get the football back. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Looking for Marshall, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Play action. It's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 6-0 our score after 1. Broncos on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now Wilson. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will make this a 9-point lead. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. They fake the give. Newton. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Newton on first down. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. He's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Alex Singleton, a former Canadian League star, in on the stop.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
2nd and 5 now. Newton. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Tackle back at the 41-yard line.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. To throw is Newton. And that's complete to Marshall on the crossing route. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there at 22. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. They'll go with Foreman, and he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Deontay Foreman, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year, and the Panthers are back within a score. Gonzalez able to tack on to PAT, and the lead is down to 2. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Into the hands of Patrick left side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. Throwing is Wilson. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead.
Broncos 16, Panthers 7. Brendan McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
Here we go on 4th. Newton. Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Josie Jewell, the linebacker, getting the sack. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Now McManus on to kick this one off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 77 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now a toss here, short side. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Newton. Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 25 yards that time.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
Fighting through pressure. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Marshall. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. And Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Gonzalez's kick is good. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now at 16-10. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's got room. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there by Gordon. 53 yards. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Edmonds. And this time he is in. Yes. Chase Edmonds taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. That leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Newton. There's Trimble, the tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Newton now to throw. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. So a fourth quarter pick six here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner, and I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick six, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards. A three-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
On 1st and 10, Newton. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Off play action. Newton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now Newton. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stares on that sideline. This is one of those games we just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down. They go play action with Wilson. This is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. McManus now for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Next to score, Broncos 38, Panthers 10.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And just looking ahead, it would appear that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation. Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. There's Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Play action. It's Newton. For Marshall, that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants him to finish this one out the way.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
It looks like, yes, it is 6 defensive backs on the field for Carolina.
They're going with a dime set. Now it's Wilson. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Steps away to his left. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as strong running gets them to the 9-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Wilson wants to throw it. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So a costly INT in the end zone, no less, puts the brakes on their potential scoring drive.
So many teams stick with the passing game down near the goal line because they see it as an extension of what they do between the 20s. But as we said many, many times, the further you drive, the more the field shrinks. And that was a nice job of making it.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.